This is the Bitcoin 1 month overview reading for August 2022. It's currently July 10th, 2022, 4:26 p.m. The overall theme and behavior for the month is, it's actually a pretty interesting reading. Before we get into that though, guys, if you haven't done so already, please show your support to the channel by hitting that subscribe button. If you have subscribed, share it with your friends, somebody you think that this would really help out. You know, and I appreciate the support, my friends. Another way that you can support the channel is we have an affiliate. We just became affiliates with Simple Swap, which is a pretty cool website. You should check it out. We're going to put our affiliate link in the bottom. You can support the channel by if you're buying Bitcoin or you're buying any type of crypto, or even better, you want to swap between two easily. Simple Swap allows you to do all that, and that would help support us as well. Appreciate it, my friends. So the overall theme and behavior for the month is sideways fluctuations with excuse me. The overall theme and behavior from the month is a sudden dip within a period of volatility crossed with sideways price swings that have a bullish trend. When I look at the 1 year, we have a crest at the beginning of the year. It looks like we move higher even in the face of some headwinds, and it marks an opportunity to open up. If you could short Bitcoin, it would be to short it there. But if you're looking to get out near term, that's likely a place to get out if you feel you need to. Long term, I definitely feel Bitcoin is still a buy right now. So the month's low is also going to be an intentional fake out, shake out of some kind, and then we finish the month falling from a crest or minor peak down to and through support, and then we come back and we reuse that support that we had just broken through as support. Sorry guys, I have something in my throat. But there's a big bullish move, a trade opportunity, and a big bullish move here in the early September, and a high in October. All right, so when we look closer, the behavior for August, around August high, there'll be a sudden dip. It'll stand out on a 1 month chart within a period of price swings. And then the behavior near the low, where volume will kind of like peter out and we'll move sideways along a price level. Okay, so when I say like on the first, on the second, on the third, you have to give it a little bit of a wiggle room there. It could be like within half a day to a day off at some points, but the majority of these will be right on the ball. All right, so we have on the first, we have sideways rotation along a support level. We move higher to meet the closest resistance, and then we move back down and continue rotating sideways along that same support level. On the second, we have one local low that forms when we have a sharp dip. It'll stand out on a 1 day chart. And by local low, what I mean is that if you're looking at a 1 day chart of Bitcoin for the second, you're going to see one prominent low there, which will form at the end of a sharp drop on a 1 day chart. And the overall behavior for the second is a failed attempt to break through key resistance followed by a decline through key support. The following day, the third, we start out with a crest. There's a move higher to reach a prominent crest or high for the month. And from there we sell near close to being overbought. We sell out of that. It looks like that high is early in the day, and it marks a trade opportunity. There's also one local low on the third, which forms when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of the period of decline. The trade opportunity involves a high that we don't revisit, at least within the time frame of the 1 day chart of the third. On the fourth, we have a prominent low, or very likely a month's low here, in the midst of a continued decline out of the third. It's a notable decline, but it marks an opportunity to open up a long position to buy Bitcoin. Um, and the one local low or prominent low here forms when volume peters out after a sharp drop, prominent on a 1-day chart, probably prominent on a multi-day chart, on a 1-month chart as well. And we also have a sharp dip within a period of volatility correlating, the theme card correlating to the 4th. On the 5th, we have sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a decline. Looks like we have a crest at the end of the 5th or 6th. And then we move. It provides an opportunity to open up. If you can protect yourself, hedge yourself against a downturn in Bitcoin somehow, that would be a good time to do it on a short-term basis on a swing trade. There's one local low, one local high. On a 1-day chart, you'll see a local high form where we have a support level. We turn resistance into new support, and then one local low will form. Also, it looks like at an opportunity to support. It looks like probably we see that same price level the following day, maybe even on the 8th as well. But we have like a sideways S formation, 2 declines with an incline in between, and it's like between a support and resistance. It goes like down, up, down, like that sort of. On the 7th, we have 2 local highs. One that forms when where we drop down from it to and through a support level and then rotates sideways along support. And the other one forms when we turn resistance into a support level. We have one local low that forms, may very well be the same price local low as the 6th, but it also provides an opportunity, a trade opportunity at that low for a swing trade. There's a swing trade opportunity in here, and that's likely the same opportunity as that Princess of Discs right there at that low, at a support level. We successfully turn support into resistance into new support, and it looks like we have a crest or peak here towards the end of the day on the 7th. The following day we have another prominent low, possible month's low here on the 8th. There's 2 local highs. They form. One forms when there's a resistance that turns into support. The other one forms when where we break down from it to and through support and then bounce sideways along support. There's a correlation to a sudden dip within a period of volatility here, and a swing trade opportunity there as well around that support level. On the 9th, we have a rally that increases with momentum as we move forward in the day. However, we have the start of a decline, looks like towards the end of the day. So rally that increases momentum until we have this decline start towards the end of the day here. It looks like we have one local low on the 10th and, that forms at the end of a sharp dip on a 1-day chart. And that will take place within a period of erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. On the 11th, we have sideways swings. We have volatility, and the volatility increases as we move forward into the day. I'm advised to open protection here on the 11th or early on the 12th, because we have a reversal. It looks like one of the highs here on the 12th. There's 2 local highs. One that forms when we turn resistance into support. Another one that forms when we have a sharp dip. There's like there's confusion-fueled panic, I should say, of some sort, and we drop through multiple support levels. On the 13th, we have 2 local highs and a local low. And the local low on the 12th also marks an opportunity, a trade opportunity on a swing trade basis. On the 13th, we have again confusion-fueled panic at one of the highs. At the other one, we turn resistance into support. Same thing with the local lows. There's swing trade opportunity at the one local low. On the 14th, we have one local low that forms after we have a sharp dip, a sharp drop. It forms at the end of that, and it may be, it's definitely a sharp drop on a 1-day chart. It may be a sharp drop even on a 1-month chart. The following day, we have a rally, but the rally completes We see the completion of that rally on the 15th. The rally's on the 15th and completes on the 15th. There's one local high where we turn resistance into support, two local lows, one that forms at the end of a sharp dip on a one-day chart, another one that forms when we have a swing trade opportunity there at that that local low. The local high forms, like I said, when we turn resistance into support, and it's cross. There's a correlation here to the crossing card. So sideways price swings with a bullish trend will be what the rally looks like until it completes. The following day, trading day, the 16th, we have a prominent low or trough. It looks like it could be another month's low here on the 16th. There's a correlation here to the theme card. So we have a sharp dip within a period of volatility, crossing a notable decline that marks an opportunity to open up a long position or to buy some Bitcoin. Looks like towards the second half of the day. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 17th in the midst of a big move to the upside. Even in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds, we move higher, marks a trade opportunity, likely to get out of that position that was just purchased on the 16th. And there's one local low that forms when out of a decline. We have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that decline. On the 18th, we have one local low that forms at the end of a sharp decline on a one-day chart. And for the day, we see a breakdown to and through a support level to meet another one and kind of move sideways before breaking down through that one as well, and multiple support levels. On the 19th, we have a swing trade opportunity in the midst of a rally higher, even in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds. There's a move higher, but there's a failed attempt to break through a resistance level there, a key resistance, and then we break down through important support. It's possible we have another trough here. It stays a little bit tricky. On the 20th, we may have a trough here on the 20th. Like on a 1 month chart, there may be another trough or prominent trough here. We have one local high that forms when we turn resistance into support, and this temporarily. The overall behavior will be three crisscrosses through the same price level, an important price level on a 1 month chart. And there's three local lows, one that forms when we have at the end of a sharp drop, another one that forms when we have a sudden dip within a period of rallying, and another one that forms along a support level, marking a good opportunity. On the 21st, we have a big move higher. It's at least the beginning of there's a bit of a rally here. It looks like maybe the start of a rally on the 21st on a 1 month chart. We attempt to establish support on the 22nd. On the 23rd, there's a notable drop on a 1 month chart. On the 24th, we should see a big move higher, followed by a full retracement of that move, a trough, or like a day, the 24th's low late in the day, like between the 24th and the 25th, there may be like a low in there. And then on the 25th, we have a fast sudden move higher. On the 26th, we meet resistance, and volume peters out at that resistance. No, excuse me. We meet resistance, and and we have a sharp drop there. There's a month's trough there. I don't think this is a low for the month, but there's a prominent trough there on the 26th, and it marks an opportunity if you're nimble in there towards the end of the day, likely. On the 27th, we have one local low that forms at the end of a sharp drop on a 1 day chart, and there's basically a decline that increases with momentum moving into the day. On the 28th, we have a rally that increases with momentum, we have a rally throughout the day as the theme on the 28th, but it marks an opportunity to open up short position, or sell your long positions, I should say. There's one local high that forms when on a 1-day chart we have a prominent move higher. And there's a trade opportunity there in the midst of that swing trade opportunity in the midst of that prominent move higher. On the 29th, we meet a resistance level. We break down from there with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. On the 30th, we have an important resistance level met on a 1-month chart, or I should say on a year-to-date chart, likely. That marks a crest. There's probably a month's high there. It's very likely a month's high, but there's a prominent crest there on the 30th. And we break down from that with increasing volatility as we move forward in the day. There's 2 trade opportunities. One that forms when we're briefly at a high at a good price level. Briefly there's a trading opportunity. Don't sleep on that. And there's another trade opportunity in the midst of the move higher, even though there's negative headwinds. People are expecting it to go lower. There's 2 local lows. One that forms when we have a sharp dip within a period of a rally. Another one that forms when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a decline. On the 31st, we have a big move to the upside on a 1-month chart. It'll stand out. There's one local high that forms when on a 1-day chart there's a big move that stands out. And there's a swing trade opportunity in the midst of that big move to the upside. There's also a correlation here to a sharp dip within a period of volatility, so look out for that. Yeah, guys, and so I should also mention that the lows here for the month are important lows on a year-to-date chart. And that's Bitcoin, my friends. If you want to see more of that, hit that like button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe, my friends. Most importantly, when you make money from this reading, pay it forward. I'll see you on the next one, guys.